As Russian forces make their way toward the Ukrainian capital, this conflict is also impacting the global economy. Russia is among the world's top oil producers, and any reduction in global supply will drive prices higher. Svitlana Zalishchuk, foreign policy advisor for Naftogaz, the largest national oil gas company of Ukraine, is joining me now for more on that part of this story. Svitlana, you're also a former member of the Ukrainian parliament and foreign policy advisor to the deputy prime minister of Ukraine on European integration. So before we get into the economy side of things, I first just want to get your reaction to everything that's unfolded over the last few days.
I'd like to say that what Putin is doing, it's a terrifying act of state terrorism. It's a blow not on Ukraine, but on Europe, on democracy, on human dignity, on human rights. And that is why Ukrainians saying today that the whole world has stood up to him. At the same time, I'd like to say that Ukrainian president showing incredible leadership. Ukrainian people, Ukrainian army also demonstrate incredible resistance. And I think that the whole world is impressed of how Ukrainians are fighting for their country, for their free country. You know, on the first day, it was like fear and desperation. Second day, it was fear and anger. And what I feel now is anger and persistency. But in order to be persistent, we definitely need the help of the international community. And the sanctions, the response that we have seen so far is pretty strong, but I think it can be even stronger. You probably know that actually the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Dmytro Kuleba, has announced a couple of hours ago that European leaders agreed to ban SWIFT from Russians. So my message here would be that actually it's working. Unity is working. And yes, we can. If we unite our efforts, we can come up with strong, really strong response against Putin aggression.
Now, we saw stocks fall and oil prices rise in response to the initial invasion. What other short and long-term economic impacts do you think we can expect as the attack continues, not only in Ukraine and the surrounding areas, but around the world?
Well, of course, it will be a big economic damage, not only on Ukraine, however, for Ukrainians will feel it in a most dramatic way, but I think on the whole world. Even before Putin invaded, having 150,000 troops around Ukraine didn't help foreign investors to think that they should come to Ukraine and invest and keep their money and so on. Now, country is devastated, obviously. With energy, it's a particular also sphere where Europe is particularly vulnerable. Why? Because 40% of its energy resources are coming from Russia. For many years, Ukrainians, as other smaller countries like Baltic states, but also Georgia, Poland, have been talking about that we need to make sure that we are decreasing the dependency on Russia and restricting its monopoly on energy, bringing energy resources to Europe, because we know that Putin has been using gas, has been using energy as a geopolitical weapon, and now we can definitely witness it. Preceding this aggression, we have seen unprecedented gas deficit in Europe, and it was kind of a blackmail of Putin to certify Nord Stream 2. It hasn't happened, and we are grateful to our international partners for that. But still, now Europe is vulnerable because Putin can switch off the gas tap, and European people will feel it. So the message for the future: what can be done? What should we do? It has to be a long-term and comprehensive strategy to decrease our dependence on Russia on all of the fronts: on economic front, on energy front, on financial front. And here in particular, I'd like to mention a couple of measurements that still can be imposed. We can freeze all central bank Russia assets. It can be a next step in countering Russian aggression. We can also ban US, EU, UK pension funds buying Russian and Belarusian assets. We can restrict clearing Russian and Belarusian rubles.
And so, Svitlana, how quickly do you think the West can and will do those things? And how quickly would you like to see those moves made?
We see that it takes time. And this time, unfortunately, is working for Putin, not for Ukraine. After Putin invaded Georgia in 2008, after Putin annexed Crimea and Donbass in 2014, Ukraine was, well, everyone has seen what was happening, but there was not enough leadership. Not enough leadership and responsibility to respond to those aggressive actions. And I think that we are paying the price at the moment of that irresponsibility or complacency, or I don't know, maybe naivety, sometimes just electoral egoism when leaders are thinking within their electoral terms. But now we are paying with this, I've seen this title, Ukrainian crisis, Russia-Ukraine crisis. It's not Russia-Ukraine crisis. It's a world crisis, obviously. So sanctions have to be imposed as soon as possible, because they will buy time for Ukrainians to get stronger. They will buy time. They will put more pressure on Putin. What is very important here is rational calculation. We have to make it painful, not only for Putin himself and Lavrov and his generals, but also Russian population, who is at the moment restricted from media, from really freedom of speech. So if they will feel it, if they will feel this tangible pain from this action, they can become our allies because they will put pressure on his leader.
All right, Svitlana, we appreciate your time today and wishing you safety. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.